let us continue our effort to try to study the Brahma Tattva through the study of great Upanishads. Nowadays, we have taken up the study of the Samaveda Antargata Chandogya Upanishad. May all the Chandogya Upanishad, the kind on us, bless us. May we invoke their grace. Without the krupa of them, we cannot move even an inch also ahead. The Shanti mantras, the Guru Parampara mantras, the Sankalpa, and our Upanishad mantra Ucharana, then studying the Chandogya Upanishad with Sri Adi Shankara Bhashyam. It is better if you have the book in front of you so that you can follow it. In Chandogya Upanishad, first chapter, first Udgita Mahima, Omkara Mahima was exhaustively explained to us. Mainly, the three words always can be remembered. That Udgita is Rasanam Rasatamaha. It is the essence of all of them. Rasanam Rasatamaha. Ashraya was the word. Our Adi Shankar Bhagavan has guided us to understand what is the meaning of Rasatama. Second is Apti Gunatva. There is nothing which cannot be obtained by the Udgita Upasana. So Rasatama, Apti, then Samruddhi Gunatva. Samruddhi is the plenitude as well as blessings, permission. So having taught all of that, and also the Udgita, the Omkara is officially taken as the Abhidhana of Paramatma in our Vedas, Vedantas, Upanishads. Exhaustively we have seen with all the quotations. Having that way guided about the Mahima of the Omkara in the second Khanda, which we have started through the Akhyayika, Upakhyana of Devasura Sangrama, which is familiar to those who study Purana Itihasa. Through that analogy, we are taught about how to utilize this Omkara, Pranava, through the Upasana for the best of the purposes. And what is the purpose? Undoubtedly and ambiguously, the purpose is mainly the Antakarana Shuddhi. Antakarana Shuddhi is such a word which has so many explanations, definitions. Among them, three things we can talk about. One, purification and strengthening of every of the faculties. Two, honest, beautiful, doubtless integration between all of them. Three, they are all directed towards our chosen goal, and our goal here is the Brahma Vidya. If we are able to achieve these things at our faculty levels, we have become, we have achieved the Antakarana Shuddhi, and we have utilized the Omkara for that purpose. So let us see how it gets unfolded. In the first mantra itself of the second Khanda, Devaha Asuraha Havai Yatra Sayetire. Then Ubhaye Prajapatyaha Tadha Devaha Udgitamajahruhu. Anena Enan Abhibhavishyamaha iti. These were the sacred words of whom the literal meaning we have understood, Bhashyartha we have seen, and what we have to learn from it. The attitude within our faculty is always not to succumb to the Asuras. Asuras, for whatever the outer and inner reasons, always try to attack. Point one. Point two, with this conviction, they started doing the Udgita Upasana. What is Udgita Upasana? These devatas have started to do. That is what the most crucial thing. You have to keep on contemplating till it is fully understood and digested. So they started with taking the Grana Indriya as the Udgita and started doing Upasana. Then the Asuras have hit that Granendriya, of whom the Devatas were doing the Upasana. Of this sentence, yesterday to good extent we have studied. Today with Bhashya, while studying, we will try to understand further. Then, once this is understood, next 5-6 slokas, the Upasana continues. That they do the Udgita Upasana of other Jnanendriyas, Karmendriyas, as well as Mana. How the Asuras affect it, what is the meaning of that, we are going to feel. Then they take up the Mukhya Prana Upasana. How the Mukhya Prana Upasana is the highest, safest, secured most. What is the meaning of that Mukhya Prana Upasana? All of that we, by the grace of all the Gurus, trying to understand. All this theory in the class. All of this we have to do practically also in our life, outer as well as on the seat of meditation. Again and again, may we invoke the Divine Kripa that Parabrahma, Ishvara, Jagannatha, Devatagana, Gurugana, Shastragana be always with us. Empower our Manabuddhi with a special intuitive Shakti that without missing even a little, we are understanding exactly what the Rishis are trying to teach us through these mantras, through these Upanishads. So too, we are committed by our own intellectual conviction and again by divine grace to do these sadhanas also, so that our life is definitely fulfilled. If not in achieving the highest goal, at least in trying to achieve the highest goal. Achieving the goal is though goal important, but for us at this level, the important thing is have we tried our best or not. Welcome, friends. We are starting here now with our Shanti mantras, Guru Parampara mantras, Sankalpa, as well as our Upanishad mantra Ucharana. Put together, it will take 5 to 6 minutes. Om, 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 Om Sahana Vavatu, Sahanau Bhunaktu, Sahaviryam Karavavahai, Tejasvinavadhitamastu, Ma Vidvishavahai, Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Namo Brahmadibhyo Brahma Vidya Sampradaya Kartrubhyo Vamsa Rishibhyo Madhyo Namo Gurubhyaha. Om Yairime Gurubhihi Purvam Padavakya Pramanatah Vyakyataha Sarva Vedantaha Satchastraha Tan Nityam Pranatosmyaham Shankara Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutrabhashya Krutau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punaha. Om Nidaye Sarva Vidyanam Vishaje Bhavaroginam Gurave Sarva Lokanam Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Om Jnananandamayam Devam Nirmalam Spatikakrutim Adharam Sarva Vidyanam Hayagrivam Upasmahe. Om Vyasaya Vishnurupaय Vyasarupaय Vishnave Namo Vai Brahmanidhaye Vasishthaya Namo Namaha. Om Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavat Pada Shankaram Lokashankaram. Om Karunavaruणालय Om Bhavata Janata Suhita Bhavita Nija Bodha Vicharana Charumate Kalayeshwara Jiva Vivekavidam Bhava Shankara Deshikame Sharanam. Om Brahmanandam Paramasukadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvatitam Gagana Sadrusham Tattvamasya Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvani Sakshibhutam Bhavatītam Trigunarahitam सद्गुरुं तं नमामि। ओम परब्रह्मणे श्रुतिमात्रे समस्त ब्रह्म भक्ति योग धर्म विद्या आचार्येभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो देवताभ्यो अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः। छान्दोग्योपनिषदः आचार्येभ्यो नमः। संकल्पः तेषां सर्वेषां कृपा अनुग्रहेण उपनिषदुक्त ब्रह्मात्मैक्यबोधेन तस्मिन् क्षणे एव मोक्षकैवल्य प्राप्त्यर्थं सनातनधर्मस्य विश्वव्याप्ति विश्व आध्यात्मिक प्रगत्यर्थं धर्म संस्थापकानां नित्य निरंतर दिग्विजयार्थं श्रीराम मंदिरवत् शिवकृष्णादि मंदिरादीनां पुनरवाप्ति तेषु निरंतर शास्त्र अध्ययनादीनां द्वारा भारतवर्षस्य सनातन धर्मस्य बाह्याभ्यंतर शत्रुविघ्न शाश्वत समूल निर्मूलन पूर्वक भारतवर्षे विश्वे च अस्मात् क्षणादारभ्य वैदिक हैंदव संस्कृतेः धर्ममोक्ष पुरुषार्थानां सुसंप्रतिष्ठावाप्त्यर्थम् अस्यां कक्षायाम् आगतानां संकल्पित सत्कर्मसु दिग्विजयः तेषां हृदये परब्रह्मादीनां प्रति भक्त्यादीनां द्वारा जन्म साफल्यार्थम् अनेक शास्त्राणाम् अध्ययन साधना प्रयत्न मध्ये सामवेदांतर्गत छान्दोग्योपनिषदः गौडपाद आद्य शंकर भाष्य सहित अध्ययन साधना प्रयत्नं मोक्षार्थं वयं सर्वे करिष्यामहे। ओम सच्चिदानंद सांद्राय सर्वातीताय साक्षिणे नमः श्री देशिकेन्द्राय शिवाय शिवघातिने। ओम आप्यायन्तु ममाङ्गानि वाक् प्राणः चक्षुः श्रोत्रम् अथो बलम् इन्द्रियाणि च सर्वाणि सर्वं ब्रह्मोपनिषदं माहं ब्रह्म निराकुर्यां मा ब्रह्म निराकरोत्। अनिराकरणमस्तु अनिराकरणं मे अस्तु तदात्मनि निरते ये उपनिषत्सु धर्माः ते मयि सन्तो। ओम शांतिः शांतिः शांतिः। ओम आप्यायन्तु ममाङ्गानि वाक् प्राणः चक्षुः श्रोत्रम् अथो बलम् इन्द्रियाणि च सर्वाणि सर्वं ब्रह्मोपनिषदम् अहं ब्रह्म निराकुर्यां मा ब्रह्म निराकरोत्। अनिराकरणमस्तु अनिराकरणं मे अस्तु तदात्मनि निरते ये उपनिषत्सु धर्माः ते मयि सन्तो। ओमाप्यायन्तु वाक् प्राणः चक्षुः श्रोत्रम् अथो बलम् इन्द्रियाणि च सर्वाणि सर्वं ब्रह्मोपनिषदम् अहं ब्रह्म निराकुर्यां मा ब्रह्म निराकरोत्। अनिराकरणमस्तु अनिराकरणं मे अस्तु तदा निरते ये उपनिषत्सु धर्माः ते मयि सन्तो। ओम शांतिः शांतिः शांतिः। अथ प्रथमोऽध्यायः द्वितीयः खण्डः। अभ्यास let us do the पारायणम्। ओम देवासुराः वै यत्र संयेतिरे उभये प्राजापत्याः तद्ध देवाः उद्गीतमाजह्रुः अनेन एनान् अभिभविष्याम इति तेह नासिक्यं प्राणम् उद्गीतमुपासाञ्चक्रिरे तगंह आसुराः पाप्मना विविदुः तस्मात् तेन उभयं जिघ्रति सुरभि च दुर्गन्धि च पाप्मना हि एषः विद्धः। अतः वाचमुद्गीतमुपासाञ्चक्रिरे तागंह आसुराः पाप्मना विविदुः तस्मात् तया उभयं वदति सत्यं चानृतं च पाप्मना हि एषा विद्धा। अतः चक्षुरुद्गीतमुपासाञ्चक्रिरे तद्ध असुराः पाप्मना विविदुः तस्मात् तेन उभयं पश्यति दर्शनीयं च अदर्शनीयं च पाप्मना हि एतत् विद्धम्। अतः श्रोत्रमुद्गीतमुपासाञ्चक्रिरे तद्ध असुराः पाप्मना विविदुः तस्मात् तेन उभयं शृणोति श्रवणीयं च श्रवणीयं च पाप्मना हि एतत् विद्धम् अतः मन उद्गीतमुपासाञ्चक्रिरे तद्ध असुराः पाप्मना विविदुः तस्मात् तेन उभयगं संकल्पनीयं च असंकल्पनीयं च पाप्मना हि एतत् विद्धम् अतः य एव अयं मुख्यः तम् उद्गीतमुपासाञ्चक्रिरे तगंह असुरा ऋत्वा विदध्वंसुः यथा अश्मानम् आकणम् ऋत्वा विध्वगंसेत एवं यथा अश्मानम् आकणम् ऋत्वा विध्वगंसेत एवगंह एव स विध्वगंसते यः एवं विधि पापं कामयते यश्चैनम् अभिधासते स एषः अश्माकणः नैव एते सुरभि न दुर्गन्धि विजानाति हतपाप्मा हि एषः तेन यदश्नाति यत् पिबति तेन इतरान् प्राणान् अवति एतम् एव अन्ततः अवित्वा उत्क्रामति वा उत्क्रामति व्याददाति एव अन्ततः इति तगंह अंगिराः उद्गीतमुपासाञ्चक्रे एतम् एव अंगिरसं मन्यन्ते अंगानां यद्रसः तेन तगंह बृहस्पतिरुद्गीतमुपासाञ्चक्रे एतम् एव बृहस्पतिं मन्यन्ते वाघि बृहति तस्या एषः पति तेन तगंह अयास्य उद्गीतमुपासाञ्चक्रे एतम् एव अयास्यं मन्यन्ते आस्याद्यत् अयते तेन तगंह बको दाल्भ्यो विदाञ्चकार सह नैमिषीयानाम् उद्गाता बभूव सह स्म एभ्यः कामान् आगायति आगाताः वै कामानां भवति य एतदेवं विद्वान् अक्षरम् उद्गीतमुपास्ते इति अध्यात्मम् ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः. Chanting is done. Now we are studying the second mantra of this second khanda of this first chapter of this Chandogya Upanishad. The devatas now decided to do the Udgita Upasana. First to feel the meaning of it. Devatas decided to do the Udgita Upasana. Anena enan abhibhavishyama iti. Through this Udgita Upasana, they want to be empowered so much that they are outrightly able to overpower, supersede, defeat the asuras and their influence. Yesterday we have said that this is how our first and foremost thought should be, that the nobility in me should be victorious over the ignoble. If I myself have not chosen to be noble, if I am continuing to be ignoble asura and I am justifying it, then I am not at all spiritual seeker. Then all these things are meaningless and invalid to me. So everything is not for everyone. First of all, have I realized that my jivana pravritti right now is asuric? Because of that, I am also suffering, the worldly suffering. From that, I have to become daiviya. To those who have this way realized their mistake of living like asura, realized that they have to live like deva and accepted it, and therefore they want to come to that daiviya sthiti, overpowering the asura. To them are all these instructions meaningful and valid. As it in every case, that the one who is suffering the pangs of hunger, he wants to come out of it. To him only the food has the meaning and purpose. That the one who is diseased, suffering, wants to come out of that misery of the disease. To him only the medication is meaningful. If he wants to continue suffering the disease, doesn't want the health, doesn't want to change himself, isn't it? He is not ready to give up his negative habits because of which the health is spoiled, the positive things he doesn't want to take up. So this whole inner psyche itself is mistaken or wrong. To him, a number of doctors coming and giving best of the medication and advice. Will it work? There are two things. First of all, people, those who are not Adhyatmika sadhakas at all, they never come to the study of Upanishads under the guidance of Guru. First case is clear that they won't come. In the case number two, like you and I, because of our Purva Punya or any of the grace and blessings of masters, we have come to the study of Upanishads. Yet, we also have to know that the Upanishads or the Jnanam or the Adhyatmika Marga, we will be able to sincerely pursue and get the results only when we are willing. Isn't it? So, able to attend the classes need not assure that we are willing it. We have to assure ourselves. Isn't it? So, one side is they have decided they don't want to be spiritual by themselves. Second, they are told by 100 people to become spiritual, they don't want. That category is over. Another category, again by the Punya Karma Phala or the Bhagavad Kripa, they want to be spiritual. Therefore, they came to this field. And yet, they may not be in full acceptance that I have to totally metamorphosize myself from the Asura to the Daiva. So, that thing we have to conquer within ourselves. That breakthrough we have to achieve. That in any case, I have to become Deva from Asura. Later on, I have to become Sadhaka from Samsari. Then I have to realize my Brahma Sthiti from my Jiva and Deha Bandhana Sthiti. So that inner willingness has to come. Then only these sadhanas are received. Any advice given by the parents and teachers also are receptive by the only those children who really respect the teacher and their teachings and sees the improvement when it's implementing and is ready for that. He is willing. This cannot be imposed. It's very subjective. Isn't it? Like with all this talking to you, I myself am willing for my spiritual evolution or still I am wanting only to live life like Asura in the external world. It is only within me. So too you all are listening. Still you have to ensure. Isn't it? Some are willing to change but don't go to the gurus. Some go to the gurus but not ready to change. Understood now the difference between. So we have to go to our masters with all the readiness and willingness to change. So to, when we come to the study of Upanishads or doing such upasanas, know that it is effective permanently only when we are ready to completely change from within. Then only our efforts will succeed. Otherwise, our efforts are half-hearted, and even though they give success temporarily, again we become victimized because our willingness is not sufficient enough, strong enough to change. Please mind this. Very simple looking but essential. Okay, now the Devatas decided to do the Udgita Upasana. With that, for interest that they want to do the Abhibhavanam overpower Asuras. And don't ask me again who are Devatas, who are Asuras. From last 5 days, we are every day seeing it. Okay, the Shastriya Udbhita Indriya Pravrittis are Devatas. Ashastriya Damogunatmaka Bhoga Asakti Yukta Indriya Vrittis are Asuras, subjectively, which is more concern for us, more of the concern for us. We are concerned about the inner Devasura Sangrama. Outside also it's going on. Once we are successful inside by making the Devatas succeed over the Asuras, into the world outside also, we can be the contributors by supporting the Daiviya Shaktis for their victory over the Asuri negative. Just keep in the mind. Now, we are seeing the second mantra. Ki तेह नासिक्यं प्राणम् उद्गीतम् उपासाञ्चक्रिरे तगंह असुराः पाप्मना विविदुः तस्मात् तेन उभयं जिघ्रति सुरभि च दुर्गन्धि च पाप्मना हि एषः विद्धः. The four things are told. One, teha nasikyam pranam udgitam upasan chakrire. Two, tagamha asuraha papana vividuhu. Three, tasmat tena ubhayam jigrati surabhicha durgandecha. Four, papmanahi eshaha viddaha. Papmanahi eshaha viddaha is repeated 2 times. So, one by one, let us see. The literal meaning of the first line is teha Nasikyam pranam udgitam upasan chakrire. They have decided and started doing the udgita upasana of the Nasikyam prana. So where is their attention? Udgita upasana. What is Udgita? Omkara. What is Omkara? Abhidhana of the Lord. Is that only the Abhidhana of the Lord? No. It also has got 3 divine gunas, mahimas. What are they? Rasatama, Apti, Samruddhi. Therefore, to that Omkara, which has got the Rasatama, Apti, Samruddhi, Gunatva, what type of respect we have in our heart? Keeping that respect intact, now our attention is on that Omkara. Omkara is what now? Nasikyam Pranam is Udgita. That is why yesterday we are blessed with the simplest direct understanding by Bhagavan Adi Shankara. If that one line is understood, what is the meaning of the Devatas doing Udgita Upasana, Nasikya Prana Udgita Upasana, we will be able to catch. That one we will focus on. From there we move ahead. What was Bhagavan's guidance yesterday? Nasikya Prana Drushtya Thakyam Aksharam Omkaram Upasan Chakrire Ityartha. Okay. So they were doing Om chanting, they are focusing on it. But all the time you cannot Om. You have to be doing the worldly activities also. While doing worldly activities, you cannot get lost in the worldly activities. You should not forget your Omkara and your main Laksha Paramatma. Therefore, even while interacting, we should be able to be always in the Omkara Upasana. Point 1. Point 2. Here the interaction is the Yajna Karma going on. Samavediya Yajna Karma, which has to be done by them every day. If they are lost in the Yajna Karma, then the phala of the Yajna will come to them. Then they continue to be samsarins. Then they are never going to have their Antakarana Shuddhi, after which alone the Vedanta Vichara happens, which is the purpose of Upanishad, which is the purpose of evolution or path of evolution. What they have to do? They have to bring the Udgita even in this karma, Yajna. Therefore, the Yajna has got 3 parts. One is the physical action part where the ahutis are offered. Second is the mantra ucharana part. Third is what here, the entire Yajna has got the dravyas. The entire Yajna has the living beings. So the dravya also has come from Paramatma. Mahimna rasena. Tasya etasya aksharasya apachityai mahimna rasena. That sentence of the earlier Khanda is very, very essential. So in the Yajna, the Dravya is because of Omkara. In the Yajna, all the living beings are, whatever the activities they are doing is because of Prana Shakti, and that is because of Omkara. Keeping that in mind, so the chanting is happening, the action is happening, and the chanting of the Udgita mantra, the Samaveda mantra, which prompts the Hota to do the Yajna. Udgata is chanting behind. One more addition from now on is what? Om. So the Om chanted and he left the chanting of Om to start chanting the mantra. While chanting mantra, he is seeing that the oblations are offered. So all this at one side is happening, other side, it is all Om. As we have seen in the earlier Khanda, that crucial mantra, in that the entire meaning which is said, which is so important not to be missed, that the entire yajna is happening because of Omkara. The Om is Parabrahma Paramatma. In that yajna, the three important things also are happening because of Omkara. Omiti ashravayati, Omiti shagumsati, Omiti udgayati. And when the ashravanam, shamsanam, udganam done by the living beings there, Hota, Dhvari, Udgata, Yajamani, etc., the prana shakti in them because of which they are doing that is also because of Om. Then the dravya they are using as Swaha, that also is because of Om. All this we have already seen in the first Khanda. What is added to this in the second Khanda is ki when that inhaling and exhaling is happening and yajna is going on, oblations are offered, they are leaving various fragrances. Okay, so the inhale exhaling happening and the fragrances also are smelled. So this grana or this prana is Omkara. That is the addition in this upasana. More particularly, entire yajna is because of Om, general explanation. In the yajna, the three things are because of Om, the general explanation. The Mahima Rasa is also because of Om, that is general explanation, general understanding, general awareness. Particular awareness is the inhaling, exhaling as well as the granana, smelling, is because of the Omkara. Omkara Paramatma only functioning there as the Jnanendriya, the Grana Jnanendriya, which is doing the Granam of smells as well as which is inhaling and exhaling. This much you add. So that's the meaning of Nasikya, means which is there within the nostrils. Nasikya Prana Drushtya. That Nasikya Prana itself is Udgita Akyam Aksharam Omkaram Upasan Chakrire. So the Om's next expression now is the Nasikya Granendriya doing Pranana Apanana as well as Grana. So inhaling, exhaling action going on. Because of that, the smelling also going on. This is phenomena going on. Because of whom this is happening? To that question, their answer is the Omkara. So the Omkara expressing as Granendriya to do the Granana of smells, Omkara expressing as the Granendriya to do the inhaling and exhaling. That attention is called as the Udgita Upasana Nasikya Prana Drushtya. So Nasikya Prana Drushtya Udgita Upasana is the Udgita Omkara Parabrahma alone is the Granendriya, the Pranendriya. As a Pranendriya, it is inhaling, exhaling. As a Granendriya, it is smelling. So that way, the nostrils and that it's inhaling and exhaling and it is smelling. Earlier it was attracting our attention, making us forget the Paramatma. Now the action is going on, but it is reminding us of Paramatma by our practice. Our practice is called Upasana. So therefore, I am not lost in inhaling, exhaling, nor in the smell. Okay, they are going on. Still, all that is happening because of Om. That extra thing I am adding thereby by Om Upasana. Upa means nearby. Asana means sitting. Always sitting near the Paramatma is trained. It's like in 10th chapter, 7th chapter of Gita, we were taught about so many Vibhuti Upasanas. If you can feel little bit about it, you will be helped here to understand. Okay. So Nasikya Prana Drushtya Udgitakyam Aksharam Omkaram Upasan Chakrire iti artha. When this way it is understood, Bhagavan Shankara says, Evam hi, if this way you understood, Prakruta Artha Parityagaha, Aprakruta Artha Upadanam cha na krutam syat. If any other way you interpret the meaning of this, then it mounts to this understanding that you have forgotten the context and purpose of this particular Upanishad or portion or subject, and you have derailed yourself. So that dosha is avoided if you understand it like this. So inhaling happening, exhaling happening, while that smell is going on. Is your drishti on the smell? No. Is your drishti on the inhale, exhale? No. But are they going or not? Yeah. Then where is the drishti? That the Om alone is expressing as the Granendriya. So Nasikya Prana Drishtya Udgitam Upadhan Chakrire. Hold on to that point. Feel that. Contemplate on that till you become clear in your understanding about it. This is a correct way of understanding what is the meaning of Devatas done. The Nasikya Pranam Udgitam Upasan Chakra. So while they are this way trying to become aware of the Omkara alone, expressing as the Pranendriya. So the Pranendriya doing the function of smelling as well as inhaling, exhaling, yet it is not making us forget the Om. That is the Upasana. And what is Om? Already we have seen. Rasatama, Apti, Samruddhi and Abhidhana, that awareness about the glory of Om always should be maintained. See, these are all not just like that overnight coming things. They are not just with gross indriyas we do something. It is our inner intellectual understanding and a vigorous training of ours at our mind level to focus our mind as per the intellectual understanding put together is called here Upasana. So too when you listen about Tattvamasi Mahavakya, contemplate on that, all that is called Brahma Upasana, Parabrahma Upasana. Upasana, not like you do the Krishna Arpanam or Krishna Ashtotra, etc. Take it with the literal meaning, Upasamipe Asanam Stitva. So trying to be close to that knowledge gained is Upasana. So it has to be done. One has to stay in that position. Okay. So when the Devatas were trying like that, then the Asuras came and saw, Are ye log to Udgita Upasana kare. So they will become powerful. So we will be defeated. Therefore, what to do for ourselves to be always on the upper hand and defeat them? They started hitting that Granendriya, that Pranendriya. When they started hitting it, is equal to influencing it. Then this Granendriya came under their sway. Therefore, what Devatas wanted to do as Udgitopasana with Granendriya, they could not do. That's all. They are not empowered. So, what like in the olden time, somebody used to do tapasya. Indra always feels that this fellow is doing tapasya to get my position, Indra. So he will send apsaras, he will send the rain, he will send winds and all. Why Devata? Go and disturb. You understand? He was afraid about his own power. That is not every Indra in every Brahmanda. Many Brahmandas are there, in each one is one Indra. Only to say that even if you are in the power, you will have fear of insecurity, and whichever the power you are in while doing your duty outside, you have to realize your oneness with Brahman, then only you are liberated. So to tell about the importance of Brahma Jnana, to tell that in any position still you have ego and sense of insecurity, that Indra Prasanga of Indra trying to disturb somebody's tapasya, etc., they are told in our Puranas. Both of it totally other different topic. It has come here, so we explained for 1 minute once for all. Now here, what is the meaning of Asuras hating? It's very, very conspicuous, very simple, very direct, nothing difficult. Why? Because that is what is happening every moment, even now while I am talking to you. Even you are listening to me. And my Chakshurindriya working, my Vagindriya working. Yours also, the Shravanendriya working, Chakshurindriya. But are we 100% into the subject that we are studying? Nahi hai, that's called hit by asura. As simple as that. Okay. Pura Pakshi's one prashna, we have seen the answer of it. He was afraid, yeah, he is doing Omkara chanting, he is attending to the Omkara, and he is saying the Omkara alone is expressing as the Granendriya, which is doing the two functions of inhaling, exhaling, as well as smelling. So, my karma, he has given up. So, this Purupakshi, who is a karma kandi type, he is afraid. So, or you told, he is doing yajna. Now you say only upasana. What happened to my yajna? As if. Then Shankara Bhagavan, the Guru, the Acharya, the Bhashyakara, don't worry. Isko, abhi, we have to take him into our confidence till he fully identifies, and understands. Then we said, don't worry. We are not exclusively Swatantrena doing only the Om Upasana as well as the Om as the Granendriya. We are chanting the Udgita mantra, the Samaveda mantra. We are doing the Yajna also. So here, by this question and answer, what is said? Just with the imagination that I am doing Omkara Upasana, giving up our traditional Veda told Yajna Yagas in the beginning itself will not help us. Okay? So continue Yajna, then add Upasana of Omkara. When the Upasana ability of you become to the maximum level, then slowly you can reduce doing the Yajna. पहले ही यज्ञ नहीं छोड़ना. Remember, through like you are in a car, fifth gear. Suddenly you don't take U-turn. Fourth में, third में, second में, one में आकर even neutral करके then you take the U-turn. So to the U-turn toward the Paramatma suddenly cannot happen from your karma kanda just like that. It is not correct. It won't help. Knowing that, Guru says, ठीक है यज्ञ भी करो, चल रहा है. Karma is going on, chanting going on. The bhavana is added that this inhaling, exhaling done by the Granendriya, Pranendriya, and which is smelling also. In that way, the Om alone is working. Without Om, the inhaling, exhaling cannot happen. Like that. So, nanu udgita upalakshitam karma ahrutavantah iti avochaha. So, they are doing the Udgita said karma, we said in the beginning. Idanim eva katham nasikya prana drishtya omkaram upasan chakrireti. Now you say the nasikya prana is omkara, this upasana is done, you are telling now. What happened to my karma? Iti, when this was the question, Atha, the Guru says, Na eshaha doshaha. Oh, my dear child, don't be afraid. That problem is not there. How? What is the answer? Answer is, see, Udgita karmani evahi. The whole Udgita karma of chanting Om, chanting the Veda mantra, the Samaveda, accordingly offering the oblations. All these are going on. Udgita karmani eva. But karmani, in that only an extra thing is added called as upasana. Udgita karmani eva, while that karma is going on, he tat kartru. Tat kartru. Whoever are the kartas who are involved in that, Hota, Advari, Udgata, Brahma, Yajaman, and all of them, tat kartru, prana, devata, drushtya. So that karta, whoever is doing, is inhaling, exhaling or not, and that is also giving the smell or not. So tat kartru, prana, devata, drushtya. Okay, Udgita Bhakti Avayavaha Omkara. A part of the entire Yajna Karma is the Omkara Mahima is considered. So the Om alone is the one because of he is the Omkara is the one who is the Devata because of whom the Granendriya is functioning. So if you add something from Tattva, etc., so Granasya Ashvinau, the smelling is happening because of Ashwini Devatas. They are the Adhisthana Devata. But who is there Adhisthana Devata, Ashwini Devata Rupena? Omkara only. That is what additional upasana. That's why I said, Tat Kartru Prana Devata Drushtya. So Tat Kartru means what? The one who is doing Udgita karma. He is alive or not? Yeah. Is it because of prana taking inside and outside or not? Yes. While that's happening, smells are also happening or not? Yeah. Smelling, yeah. No, this is done by Devata, you all know. We mentioned it as no Ashwini Devata. In that Rupa, Omkara is there. Om only Ashwini Devatas. Om and Ashwini Devatas alone is Granendriya. Because of that, Pranana Panana and smelling is happening. This main sentence, keep it in mind. So, Udgita Karmani eva hi tat kartru prana devata drishtya Udgita bhakti avayavasta omkaraha upasyattvena vivakshitaha na swatantraha. So while doing this Omkara Upasana, that it is the Ashwini Devatas, it alone is doing the smelling and inhaling. We are not stopping the chanting, nor we stopping the oblation offering, the karma. He is afraid, karma nahi kiya to, that Devata will not be pleased. Then the sankalpa with which I am doing this yajna, that may not be fulfilled, I may not be blessed. हर एक को अपने लेवल में अपना fear होता है. So no. See, our guru's purpose is to introduce the upasana. That he need not do with fighting. Now you stop doing yajna karma. It is enough to do the upasana in the mind. That is a later on stage which the seeker himself will realize. But right now his mind is predominantly in doing the karma kanda. So straight away if you reject him if you tell him to give up karma kanda, he will give up what you are advising, what advice you are giving. So better is what? Let me take him along with, or let me travel along with. Na buddhivedam janayad ajnanam karma sanginam, in that way. So your yajna going on, your chanting going on. What is addition done? What you learned from the first Khanda, the Omkara Mahima, that Om alone is Ashwini Devatas, that Om alone is the Granendriya. Therefore, the Grananam of the spell happening, as well as the inhaling, exhaling happening by the Omkara Brahman, or the Omkara alone is expressing a smelling and inhaling, exhaling capacity. By doing this, what's happening? Slowly our drishti from the smell and the inhaling, exhaling to the prana, from the prana to the Ashwini Devatas, from the Ashwini Devatas to Omkara, from the Omkara to the Brahma Vastu. Our attention is brought. When this upasana is for long time, maybe some lives, you know what will happen? All the systematic outer function goes on. The yajna is going on, the chanting is going on, inhaling, exhaling going on, smell is going on, but Brahman is not missed. फाइनल लेवल में अभी नहीं, उपासना का फाइनल फल में क्या होता है? Everything is happening, but Brahman alone is there in and through that, which is our goal. We reach to that. Right now, everything is happening, that is independently happening, and we are lost in it through Ragadvesha, and we are never even remembering the presence of Om, the presence of Brahman. That's called Brahma Avidya, Brahma Ajnana, Atma Ajnana. So our goal is Brahma Vidya, Brahma Jnana, Atma Jnana. So whether inhaling is happening or not, the Atman alone is expressing when inhale, exhale is happening. When our attention is not on only on Atma, then Atman alone is there. See, whether it is appearing as wave or not, our drishti should be on the water, the substrate. That's the goal. So what is water? That whether it expresses as wave or not, it is still water only. So what is Brahman? He is transcendentally pure Sachidananda, and he alone in the form of the entire universal drama. Brahma abhinnatva vijnanam bhavamokshasya karanam. Sarvagam Sachidanandam Jnana Chakshur Nirikshate. Sarvam hi etad Brahma. I am Atma Brahma. We are not rejecting Brahma, Jagat. We are seeing Brahman in the Jagat. Once you see the Brahman, then the play going on. That's what is happening now. Brahman remaining intact, even an iota change not happening in him, whole drama is going on. That's what you have to realize. I am Brahman without changing myself, even though in me all this universal cosmic dance is going on. Subtle thought, na? Heavy is indeed. But that's how we get matured in our understanding. Now, Answer is seen. Udgita karmani evahi tat kartru prana devata dushtya udgita bhakti avayavascha omkaraha upasyattvena vivakshitaha na swatantraha. Atah tadarthena karma ahrutavantah iti yuktameva uktam. Now, one thing not said in this shloka, but brought from the earlier Khanda, Shankara Bhagavan is adding. Along with this idea that the Omkara named Brahman alone is expressing as the Prana Shakti or Granendriya. One more thing added is what? This entire yajna is done as an offering to this Parabrahma. Tasyeva aksharasya apachitya word we have used now. We have said that apachiti word is reminding us. Is kind, no? Shankar Bhava, यार जो हम कह रहे हैं उसमें वो busy होकर they may forget something important which we told earlier. So with that idea, he is bringing that also. Ki this entire yajna done by the upasaka for the offering of apachitya, upasana of the Omkara itself. So see that if you are subtle enough, one important thought you catch. What is that important subtle thought? The inhaling, exhaling and the smelling is done by whom? Paramatma, Omkar. For whose sake it is happening? Again, for the Paramatma only. Therefore, who is the doer? He. For whose sake it is happening? Him only. When you do this upasana, I and mine, which is the samsara, that will go away. That's the purpose of upasana. That is the meaning of spiritual sadhana. In spiritual sadhana, aham and mama, they should go away. Mayar mora toratai maya. Aham mama is maya, no? So there is no aham. Brahman alone is inhaling and exhaling. And it is not for me, it is for Brahman only. This is the upasana. When done sufficiently, as we just now said, aham mama goes away. While we are doing the upasana or devatas are doing upasana, what asuras did was this only. If you understand what is it so far, what is the meaning of asuras hitting will be very clear to us. Clear, friends? Now, tam evam devair vrutam udgataram asuraha swabhavikatama atmanah jyoti rupam nasikyam pranam devam sa uttena papana adharma asanga rupena vividho viddhavantah samsargam krutavantah ityartah. सह ही नासिक्यः प्राणः कल्याण गंध ग्रहण अभिमान असंग अभिभूत विवेक विज्ञानः बभूवः स तेन दोषेण पाप्म संसर्गी बभूव तदिदम् उक्तम् असुराः पाप्मना विविधुः इति यस्मात् असुरेण पाप्मना विद्धः तस्मात् तेन पाप्मना प्रेरितः ग्रहणः प्राणः दुर्गन्धग्राहकः प्राणिनाम् अतः तेन उभयं जिग्रति लोकः सुरभि च दुर्गन्धि च पाप्मना हि एषः यस्मात् विद्धः उभयग्रहणम् अविवक्षितम् यस्य उभयं हविरार्तिमार्च्छति इति यद्वत् यदेव इदम् अप्रतिरूपं जिग्रति इति समानप्रकरणश्रुतेः. This is what the say important topic. If we have focused our attention today in what is the meaning of devatas doing the Nasikya Prana Udgita Upasana. If you have understood it today, which is repeatedly told in so many ways, trying our best for you to make the understanding clear. Tomorrow we will see what is the meaning of the Asuras hitting the Devatas. It requires little base and then at least 20 minutes of talk. Once one thing is understood, that the Devatas have done Nasika Upasana, Asuras have hit them. One is understood. Then what is said in the next 4-5 mantras about the Shrotra, the Chakshu, the Mana, all of them become obvious for us. The remaining 4 are Vacham, Chakshuhu, Shrotram, Manaha. In these 4 also, Devatas were doing the Upasana. They were hit by the Asura. Therefore, these 4 levels of our upasana are not guaranteedly permanently successful. Then the 5th one will be told to us about the Mukhya Prana Udgita Upasana. that the asuras cannot defeat. And through the Mukhya Prana Udgita Upasana, we will be able to empower all our other faculties not to come under the influence of asura, that they will always be doing the positive things. So that topic of asura hitting needs a very good contemplative inquiry. We will do it tomorrow, respected friends. Thank you. Om 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 Purnamada Rutimatri Namaha Tatsat Brahmarpanamastu. It may take 1 or 2 days more, don't bother. Just be here, try to listen. I also try to explain in the language which I can. You just listen, a data will come to you. With that contemplation on the data, the picture becomes clear. And anytime anything picture becomes clear more when we practically do it and experience it. Like I am talking to this. Only when I practically do and experience, then the picture is clear to me, even to you also. So maybe that may be blessed by the Samaveda, Chandogya Upanishad, all acharyas, for us not to misunderstand these subjects, but to understand, but to perfectly understand, but to also to completely understand, and maybe be able to do the said upasanas also. All the best. Om Shanti. Thank you.